Hello friends, I am Gunendra Sidhu. Today we are going to talk about an excellent book, which is Stillness is the Key. It is a very important book, and it is written by Ryanholiday. Ryanholiday, we can say that he is a present day version of the ancient Greek and Roman philosophy, that is Stoicism. Stoics were the philosophers who believe in the wisdom that is rooted in reality, very practical wisdom. And Ryanholiday, in this book, he deals with such wisdom which is related to our day-to-day life, and it is about making our life easier, happier and more blissful. The first question is, why stillness? Why stillness is required? Why stillness is so important? Here I want to explain one thing, that according to Jungian psychology, there is a concept of projection. Projection means that every person perceives the reality according to his or inner psyche. This word projection is derived from word projector. When we go to the movie hall, we find that there is a blank screen, but there is a projector behind, and whatever projector throws, that blank screen reflects that thing. But we fill this blankness with the colors of our inner psyche. So we perceive, every one of us perceive reality in different ways. And it is said that whatever is inside us becomes our reality. So it's so simple that if we are having stillness inside, then for us our reality, our world outside will also be still. In this way, by practicing stillness, we can transform outer chaos into an order, into a pattern. We can transform noise into music. We can find opportunity even in hopelessness, frustration. So the key point of stillness is that if there is a stillness inside us, then our life is going to be much simpler and better. Now about this book. The book begins with a quotation from Bhagavad Gita. According to this quotation, Arjun, who is standing confused in the battleground of Mahabharata, he is asking Krishna, who is still. He is saying that mind is restless, O Krishna, impetuous, self-willed, hard to train. He is saying that Arjuna is saying that mind is restless, and he is finding it very difficult to bring peace in the mind. He further says that to master the mind seems as difficult as to master the mighty winds. He says that to control the mind is as difficult as to control a storm. So this is the dilemma of Arjuna. And I feel that this is the dilemma of almost all of us. We are suffering some sort of chaos in one way or the other way. Now this book can help us to transform that chaos into a discipline, into an order. And Ryanholiday has given some key points that how to attain that stillness. And today we are going to discuss those key points. The one such key point that Ryanholiday says is that to be present in the present. It is very essential, because unless and until our whole being is present here and now, we cannot accomplish anything. We should be rooted in ourselves at this present moment. Only then we can attain that stillness. He gives example of the flower makers of Japan. Do you know they usually work around 3 or 4 a.m. According to those who decorate flowers, they say that at that time of the early morning, there are no distractions. And when they are fully engaged in their work, do you know what comes out of their work? That is divinely aesthetic work. It is so beautiful, it is so soothing. And the reason behind is that their inner stillness. Second key point that Ryanholiday says is that decrease your inputs. Do you know that our world is that where there is a flood of information, and we are too keen to know everything. And Ryanholiday says that recognize what is essential. And it is the wisdom of all times that says that avoid non-essentials. Even filter your inputs. You are not required to know everything. And that is the second key point for the stillness. And the third key point, that is very important. It is about to be aware about your undercurrents. Ryanholiday says that all those who are expert sailors, they know that the surface of ocean is not that dangerous as those are the undercurrents. And it is true about we human beings. Our mind has such undercurrents that can sabotage our whole progress, our whole stillness. And according to Jungian psychology, it is called shadow. And he gives example of a very famous golfer, Tiger Woods. He says that he was having a very troubled childhood. And because of that, he was too ruthless in his competition. Sometimes he acted too selfishly. And ultimately, he became an epitome of chaos. And that chaos led to the sinking of his ship that was leading him to the great success. The fourth important point, according to Ryanholiday, is that we should not be overthinking. Overthinking drains our energy too much. He quotes D.T. Suzuki, and D.T. Suzuki has given a wonderful introduction to a very famous book, that is Zen and the Art of Archery. In that introduction, D.T. Suzuki says that man is basically a thinking reed. It means that he is always thinking. But he says that the best works by the humans are done when they are not thinking, when they are spontaneous, when they are so natural, when they are childlike. Now these are the main points of what Ryanholiday says about the stillness. About the importance of stillness, Ryanholiday gives an example from the history of recent past. That is about Kennedy, American president. You know, at the time of Cuban Missile Crisis, Russia and America, they were pitted against each other, and the whole world was at the verge of nuclear war. And the whole of America was suggesting Kennedy to take very aggressive step. But Kennedy, instead of indulging in that ego and power game, he took a back seat. He observed everything silently and reflected upon them. For that, according to Ryanholiday, Kennedy used to take long swims, even long walks. And when he attained that stillness, and out of that stillness, he took the decision that America should not take the aggressive step at this critical juncture. And out of this stillness, Kennedy really saved the world. So this is the importance of stillness. Because with stillness, we can find some pattern, discipline, in the outer chaos. With these words, I conclude this episode here. Thank you.